This is a review of the new Kindle Paperwhite 2015 version with 300 ppi resolution. After you open up the box, you'll find the Kindle. Here you see the charging cable at the bottom there, and here you'll see a very brief instruction. One thing you won't see, which is frustrating for me, is that you don't see an AC wall charger, which many people will need, particularly if they travel. The first thing you want to do is you want to charge your Kindle because you're going to be doing some setups and possibly some updates. In addition, once you charge it, you have to press the power button here, and it's shown on the home screen. It tells you how to do that. Very limited instructions, but always remember there is a more complete user guide on the Kindle itself. Here you can see the Kindle Paperwhite User's Guide is already on the device when you receive it. Very helpful, and it's much more detailed than you'll find in the box. Here you can see the cable. It's 40½ inches long. It's a micro USB on one end that plugs into the Kindle, and here you have the USB that plugs into your computer or any USB power supply that you own. On the bottom here you'll see the charging port, and here you'll see the off-on button. So the first thing you want to do is plug it in and let it charge. Here you can see when it's plugged in a little yellow light that indicates it is charging, and since it started charging you can see the display starting up here and spinning. And right now it wants to connect to the Wi-Fi, which is the first thing you do so you can do some updates and download your books. Here you see a list of local Wi-Fis. I'm going to touch the top one, which is the strongest signal, and it's asking me for the password. After you type in the password for the SSID, you hit connect, and it quickly connects to the Wi-Fi of your home, and it's connecting to Amazon. These are the zones of the tablet for turning pages. The big one here is to turn pages and progress through the book. This zone here is the backup, and this zone here is to look at the toolbar at the top to see what the Kindle is doing and how to make changes in the settings. Here is the toolbar that you can use. This is how you adjust the font size, go to a different page, use X-ray, share the book. This is your home page for your library, skip back. This is the brightness settings. This is go shopping for a book, search, for example, Goodreads. Here's where you set the different font sizes so you can read. You can also pick the font style. I kind of like the one called Berkeley. You can also set the line spacing and the margins for the reading area. Anytime you're reading a book, if you don't know what a word means, you can come over and just tap it and hold it and it lights up, and it will go to the dictionary and look it up for you. And here's an example of the dictionary looking up a word for you. You can also search for characters in the book. It goes to X-ray and looks up the character's name and how many times it appears in the book. You can also use a function and highlight a set of text, which I do a lot when I'm reading and reviewing. You can also add a note to it or share it with somebody else, or even look it up on Wikipedia, for example. After you go through the brief introduction, you can tap home and go to your home page. And here you can see I've touched cloud. There's where my books are stored at Amazon. I have 155 pages of 6 books per page. In addition, you can see I'm looking at the cover mode, and here it says I have a total of 925 books I can download. By touching this stack here, I call it a hamburger stack, you're going to get a list of items that are settings. You can shop the Kindle store, you can set up free time for your children, it'll record the words that you've highlighted for a vocabulary builder. It has a browser inside that lets you browse the internet. You can look at the settings, view special offers, look at the list view instead of looking at the covers. You tap list view, and now your books are listed with the name and author. If you want, you can go back to the cover view, look at the covers, touch the stack again. You can create collections like by author, for example, or you can sync and check for new items. Syncing is important because when you sync, if you're reading a book and you have multiple devices, you sync it, you leave home, you leave this at home, you go to work, you have another Kindle, and you open up that book, you'll find yourself on exactly the same page where you left off. For example, this is a book I'm reading now. I'm going to tap that. It says it's queued, and it's going to start downloading. It says download complete. It's literally that fast. Now if I go to device and touch that, that book is already downloaded. I can touch it, and the book will open up, and it opens up to the page where I'm reading. Very fast, very easy. I want you to see the beauty of this screen. It is fantastic. Text is very crisp and clear. If I want to set a different font and size, I can come over here. It's already on Berkeley. That's the one I use. Let's say I want to make the font bigger. I can come over here and touch a bigger font size, and you can see the background change that quickly. This is why I love a Kindle. With my old eyes, I need all the help I can get, and this text is absolutely perfectly clear. If you want to decrease the text size, put two fingers on here, and you can see it pop up and it go down. I can spread them apart, and you can see it get bigger, and you can see the text get bigger. So you get to really use your fingers and just make quick changes like that. It's really nice. If I want to adjust the brightness, I hit the top, I touch the light bulb. You can see the brightness setting is almost all the way bright. If you're outside in very bright sunlight, you want it set pretty high. Makes it easy to see in bright light. This room right now is very bright, and you can see how crisp and clear it is. If you're in a dark room, you can drag your finger down and turn this down so you can read without any eye strain, and you can see the screen got darker. This is the new Kindle. I purchased it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it has 4 gig of memory, and I can put 3,400 books on it, and here I only had 2 gig of memory, and I was limited to around 1,500 books. The second reason is this is 300 DPI, dots per inch, and this is 212. So the resolution and clarity on this is much better, and as you zoom in, you can see that there, that the text is just crisper and cleaner and easier for me to read. It's actually darker. Here you can see the transition. I started with a Kindle keyboard version. It still works fine. It's an excellent tablet for reading outdoors or in bright light. The bad part about it is you go into a dark room, you can't read at all. Here, you don't have that problem. You can read this device indoors, outdoors, in the sunlight, out of the sunlight. It just works perfectly. Here we are standing outside in a very, very bright sunny day, and you can see how crystal clear the display is, even in bright sunlight. Here you can see I'm inside in a very bright room, and you can see that all 3 screens are easy to read. The Kindle keyboard, the new one, and the 2013 model. Here's the difference with the Kindle keyboard, is now you don't see anything. And here you can see a close-up. This is the new one, and you probably, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but to my eye, this text is more crisply drawn and much darker than this text, which is what I'm looking for my old eyes. This is the new Kindle. There's some things you should know about it. Bigger memory than what this shipped with. This is the 2013 model. And in addition, much better display. Much better display. I really like it. Some downsides. Neither one of them came with an AC power supply. But another downside, this old one would last 28 days, reading 1/2 hour a day. This one here only lasts 21 days, reading 1/2 hour per day. The reason for that, it takes more power to control this higher resolution screen and to generate the text for it. It doesn't bother me too much, to be honest with you, because I charge it once every 2 days, for example. I don't read more than 3 or 4 hours a day, so even at that rate, 3 or 4 or 5 days, I can read fine. But some people are going to complain because of these shorter hours of time. That's why I think that they should have included an AC power supply, because if you travel and don't have a computer with you, you're going to have to charge it up. First thing you do, you get this, set it up, go buy a simple lightweight case that when you close the lid, it turns off the unit, helps preserve battery. Second thing you do, enter a password in here so that when you turn it on, you have to enter a 4-digit password so somebody can't get in there and buy books with your account. I like this new tablet. I love the display. I know you probably can't tell much by looking at the screen that I've taped here, but to the human eye, much better text, crisper and darker. Here you can see I have 900 books on my Kindle, and I still have space available of 1.659 gigabytes, so I got room for a couple thousand more books easily. I'm going to rate this at 5 stars. It sells at a good price, and to be honest with you, I can't justify paying $199 right now for a Kindle Voyage when this tablet here is so good. This review is done by JJ CEO. I hope it's been useful to you.